And we are back with heat number 2 for the women's class. Who do we got out front here, Martin?
Yeah, we see the Group E of the women class of the UIM MotoSurf World Championship, listing Aneta Slokalova from Czech Republic, followed by Eliška Charozová and Emma Strčulová from Slovakia. Number 4 will be worn by Mariana Navarová. Number 5 will be Valentina Novotná. Number 6, Adela Ostočilova. Number 7, Jennifer Beckman from Germany. And number 8 will be Tierzak Stavangwan, representing the United States.
Awesome. Everybody's off to a good start so far. Our first two competitors seem to be kind of neck and neck here.
They just finished the practice start lap and they will be shaping up for the real start of the first heat. And we will see Aneta Slokalova wearing the shorts number 1 representing the Matic Racing. As we spoke about Eliška as the winningest lady of last 2 years, her main rival is that lady, number 1, Aneta Slokalova. They are in different groups, so they will be collecting the points in a different group for the finals, and then I can't wait to see them both fighting for
That's
the
what I
final
was
points.
just going to say. So you mean I got to wait this whole time to see these two girls go head to head?
These two will be super, super interesting to watch. Actually, Aneta managed to win the last year's Swedish GP, so she has a couple of very good memories on this place in Båstad.
Awesome. And that actually means a lot. If you go to a venue that you've done well at before, you get maybe those vibes back. So like you said, maybe she's feeling it and she can, put some pressure on Eliška.
Well, of course, she would definitely love to. They are very close in the standings. I think that there's just 8 points making the difference. So Aneta will be definitely very keen on closing that gap and take over the championship lead.
Did they have a rivalry personally? Do you know, or they're like cool? Or?
I've heard something, and the rivalry is really on all sides. It's not just the track; it's also a little bit of the personal, and they are like the real rivals that could maybe, we could maybe make some series of it. But of course, it is all in the fair play terms. They are both like super friendly. They are both like super nice characters. So it's great to see them fighting, on the course. And I'm sure that on Thursday they will show us a great show and the great fight for the GP of Sweden crown.
You can't help it, right? If that's your biggest competitor, you're at least going to have a little bit of weirdness between you two. There has to be.
Well, of course, it's at the same time on Eliška, there's definitely a little bit more pressure. Being the reigning world champion, being the leader, being seen as the winningest lady in the field. And then for Aneta, of course, it is a great challenge and a great motivation, to become the fastest lady and to take the crown.
Awesome. Let's see how this year shapes up. So far, Eliška is leading the points, but like you said, anything can happen. And maybe she feels good and remembers last year and comes out and takes the W.
And we are racing again. We have the flag going down, and we see Aneta Slokalova leading the way. But there was a great move by Emma Strčulová from Slovakia, taking the second place. She's wearing shorts number 3, and she made her way from the juniors last year, and she's competing in the women class for the first time this year, and she is doing absolutely amazing job. So we have Aneta Slokalova facing this very, very tight split in the perfect way, and she is the leader of the heat. Let's see what Emma Strčulová can do, but she was overtaken by Eliška Charozová from Czech Republic.
Yeah, it looked like 1-2 going through the split were going to come out neck and neck, and they did not.
They were super tight in between Eliška Charozová and Emma Strčulová. I believe it's Eliška Charozová in the second place and Emma Strčulová in third. So we have Czech Republic, and Slovakia in the first 3 places. And in the meantime, we have the Matic Racing's Aneta Slokalova opening a little bit of the gap and taking the control over this heat.
Yeah, so we really are waiting to see number 1 and 2 go head-to-head because they're both winning so far. It is only the second lap, but leading their respective heat races, pretty good. So I can't wait to see those two battle out front.
Yeah, we see the most of the ladies are choosing the left split, and there's Mariana Navarová in the 4th place, just falling into the water as she was chasing Emma Strčulová. So we see Adela Ostrčilova making her way over Mariana Navarova, who will need to recover from that crash in the split.
There you go. That's where that getting up drills really helps out, so you don't lose quite as many positions. Either way, it is a slow, get up out of the water, so it's definitely going to hurt your race.
It will definitely mean a bit of the time that will be very valuable eventually in the late stages of the race. And it seems like Aneta Slokalova is holding the lead in front of Eliška Charozova and Emma Strčulova in third. I think for Emma Strčulova it will be a fantastic result because she's now having her premier season in the women class, and she's going, step by step. I remember in the first race of the season in Arab Emirates, she was a little bit, sad and stressed, but eventually she did a great job. She finished in the top 10, and it was a great result. And now we see her knocking the doors on the top 5, and she's already in the top 3. So that's truly amazing performance by her. Here we see the number 2 on the short. This is Eliška Charozova, who is currently 4th fastest lady in the World Championship standings, and she will be definitely in the contention for the podium this weekend.
Yeah, she's looking good too, keeping her laps nice and smooth, no big mistakes either. And sometimes you got to just let the leader go if you can't run that pace.
We have the leader stuck behind Jennifer Beckmann from Germany, so this is the right moment to take the long lap, because you can make a little bit of the time or you can make an overtake. And Aneta Slokalova is very unlucky in this moment because in the last part of the course she got stuck behind the racer from Germany, but she will make her way, and Jennifer is taking the long lap. Aneta wanted to go to the long lap as well, but then she decided to stay in the course just to make the clear way, and this will be very interesting to see because she has lost a bit of the time, and Eliška Charozova was able to close the gap, and they will be very close to each other.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him get out of this split and see what our gap is now. I'm sure Aneta is feeling a little bit of pressure now with her close enough in the back there to watch her lines.
Exactly. Suddenly, all the gap what you've managed to open is now gone, and you need to build everything up once again, and you still need to make the 2 jokers, so you need to remake your strategy, you need to distribute your physical fitness, you need to basically rebuild the whole thing.
And being in second, once you can see somebody and see the lines they're taking, it's a little easier to go that pace than once you lose touch with them, then you're kind of just riding at your own pace.
Absolutely. You need to face a little bit of the difficult conditions on the water, but at the same time, you are able to get the faster pace, so you're able to get to the leading race and to the leading racer, very fast. So let's see how this will end up. And Aneta Slokalova is taking the long lap. Eliška Charozova is taking the long lap as well. So it might be the case that these 2 will be copying the strategy because they will need to stick together and to be in the close battle and in the close contention for the victory. In the meantime, we had Emma Strčulova in the split facing the crash. So let's see where she can recover. The young talented Slovakian had a bit of the issue, so let's see where she can recover. But let's go back to the leader of that heat. That's Matex Racing, Aneta Slokalova, followed by number 2, Eliška Charozova, and we can say that they are in the head-to-head battle for now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Emma sitting in third after a crash, that's, awesome. She's been doing her get-up drills, so she definitely salvaged this heat race. So if she has an issue in another one, she can use that one as the throwaway and not even necessarily this one.
Yeah, let's see where she can hold the position. I think Mariana Navarova will also charge from the back of the field. She's also very fast in terms of the lap times, so she will definitely recover and she will be close to the top 3, and she will definitely challenge Emma for the 3rd place.
All right, we're watching Aneta out front, just putting in her laps. We got to make sure that she goes through her 2nd long lap. Is this right here?
It seems like she's going to the long lap right now, and she's followed by Eliška Charozova. So these are using the same strategy. They are basically taking the long lap way in the same laps, and seems to me like Aneta is a bit faster, and she was able to open a little bit of the gap to rebuild her pace and to rebuild her confidence in the heat, and she will definitely want to maintain this to score all the important points for the finals.
Yeah, same thing. You know, she got a rider on her tail, but never faltered at all. Just kept her laps nice and smooth and consistent, and that shows a lot of maturity in a racer.
Especially knowing that your main rival in the championship managed to win the first heat, so that puts extra motivation to finish well. And we have the checkered flag out, and Aneta Slokalova is taking the 18 points for the victory in the heat, and Eliška Charozová goes second for the 14 points to the finals. And third place will be taken by Mariana Navarova, who had a bit of the issue in the split, crashing out there, but she was able to recover from that crash, and she takes, I think, a very solid third place.
Looking tired, but relieved that that race is over.
All important points, scored for Aneta, of course, and then we have Eliška Charozová in the second, third place, Mariana Navarova, fourth place, Adela Ostrčilova, and Emma Strčulova. She faced another crash in the split right before the finish line, so she will be finishing sixth in this heat.
So it might be her throwaway race.
And we see Jennifer Beckman from Germany completing the heat. She will finish seventh in this race. And Teresa Savangwan from United States will end this heat in eighth. So we have both of the favorites taking the first places in their groups for the heats. So Eliška Matošková scored 18 points, Aneta Slokalova scored equally the 18 points. So these two main rivals will be then on the same basis before the tomorrow's program, and let's see how these two can fight each other in the later stages of the GP of Sweden.
Yeah, it's great that they're going in so far. There at least our two top competitors are neck and neck, so it makes for a good final if they, it comes down to basically that race, winner take all. That's what we want to see. All right, up next we have the Elite.
The Brinks Cup Elite Class, the top of the top, the fastest racers on motorized surfboards in the world. I can't wait to see them out.
Yeah, this is the big class, the big championship. Everybody wants to go for the Brinks Cup, which is just new this year. But it's always good when the series gets to step it up and improve itself and bring on a sponsor like Brinks.
Exactly, it's super cool to bring the extra motivation into the top class racing of MotoSurf, fighting for the Brinks Club, being seen live on the TV, making your way into the big levels of sport with this amazing MotoSurf, with this amazing way of water sport, combining the motorsports as well. This is all MotoSurf, and I can't wait to see. This is super interesting to watch because we spoke about the racing directions for clockwise and the counterclockwise. This is the counterclockwise race course, which will play in the favor of the regular position racers. There are two main guys that compete on the regular positions, which is Dominik Kadlec and Marek Škamla from Slovakia, and I'm sure that these two will be fighting for the top places. It doesn't mean that these goofy racers are disadvantaged, but it plays a little bit in your favor, when you race on the front side positions. And I know that Dominik and Marek Škamla will definitely want to use this kind of the advantage at this GP. The next one in Italy will be the counterclockwise again, so there will be a bit of more of the advantage for the goofy racers, but it is what it is. It changes. It's equal for everyone. So let's see how this will go.
It's good that you took that into consideration and try to just make sure everybody has a fair playing field. So everybody that's watching at home, basically from qualifying into this, the lower numbers are your highest qualifiers. So obviously number one is going to be your favorite in each one of these heat races. For the elite class, since there's only 10 people, we're only having one heat, so there's not going to be a group A, group B. Everybody's going to be in one group, and everybody's going to make it into the main.
Yeah, the elite class, the top of the top, the top 10 racers, they will all make it to the final, but we will see really amazing battles for that. And I'm very curious, we saw Alex Lukscheider topping the qualifying session representing the Apex pilots. We had Lukáš Kozon in second place and Dominik Kadlec, who is actually exploiting the advantage of being the regular racer, finished third. Number 4, Matyáš Novotný from Rocket Racing, and number 5, Marek Škamla from Slovakia. Number 6, Oliver Navara from Czech Republic. Number 7, Matěj Kožíšek. Number 8, Jakub Kornfeil. Number 9, Jiří Wolf, and number 10, Dan Provazník from Czech Republic. So we will see one practice start once again. Is the heat number 1, so we have the mandatory and the first mandatory testing start. You see, these guys are the real masters. They know what to do. They know exactly how to line up. They have 100% control over their board. What they are doing on the board is just truly outstanding. So they are normally super fast in shaping up for the flying start. Alex Lukscheider, number 1, representing Apex pilots.
And now these are the modified motors.
These are the modified
So
motors. You can even hear it.
I was going to say, there's a couple you can hear go by and you're like, holy, that doesn't sound like anything else here.
These are not stock. These are open exhaust. These are the top engines in the motorized surfboards. These are the top racers. So it's a great combination, and I think that we will see that on the TV screen very, very shortly. We have a couple of the very interesting names. We know these guys for racing MotoSurf on the top level, but they are also doing the summer sports, winter sports, combining different activities. For example, Alex Lukscheider is quite well known for skiing on a very good level. Marek Škamla is a triathlon athlete. And Jakub Kornfeil, the number 8, he's the former MotoGP racer in the Moto3 class and the Red Bull Rookies Cup world champion from 2009.
Wow, that's very cool. So not just board sports athletes. You got a good crossover here.
They come from all over different sports, mainly motocross, athletics, skiing. These are always like the top sports where they come from. And it seems like we are shaping up for the Heat 1 of the Swedish GP. We have the green flag up, and let's see how this goes. But the marshals tell them to make one more circle to shape up once more.
Yeah, you can see a little confusion. They're like, what? We got to do it again? But, oh, catching air in the back there, number 8. Full send.
Seems
How
like
long until we got freestyle in these events?
Well, actually, we have a couple of athletes that can already make a backflip on.
That's what I figured. I was watching some of the people during the qualifying, and they're all hopping, and I was like, how long till this evolves into freestyle?
There are many of the athletes that can do very crazy stuff on their board, from crazy turns, from many different types of jumps, even the backflips. So I think one day we can even see the freestyle class on that on some wave made by the boat, and I can really imagine that.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I didn't even think about the boat. I was just thinking about like flat water like this, but if you gave him like a little ramp,
This could work. This could work, and it would be very, very interesting to see. And this is the second attempt for shaping up for the flying start, led by Alex Lukscheider, and the green flag is down, and Alex Lukscheider is leading the way into the heat, and Dominik Kadlec is making the move into the second place. Marek Škamla from the back, from the 5th place, is making it into third. So these regular racers are making their way up the field. So Alex Lukscheider is taking the lead. Dominik Kadlec makes it to the second place, and Marek Škamla goes third. And you can see this will be very, very intense. You can see the lean angles. This is really outstanding racing in the elite class, fighting for the Brinks Cup for the first time.
Yeah, our leaders, second, third, and fourth are right there. So that's definitely going to be tight racing for those guys. Nobody can make a mistake 2 through 4, or they're going to lose
fall.
the position.
There is the fall. It seems like Dominik Kadlec from the second place. He made a mistake, and he appeared in the water, and he made a bit of the the gem in there, and he opens the doors for Marek Škamla, who is currently second. So Alex Lukšajder, he is still in the lead, but it will be very, very difficult to defend the attack from Marek Škamla.
Yeah, and the water is getting rougher just with waves and then everybody riding out there. So there's definitely a lot to deal with other than just, racing your fellow competitors. Number 1 and 2 are breaking away, it looks like. But yeah. Oh, no.
No, Marek Škamla, number 5, is in the water. He was in the perfect pace, closing the gap down on Alex Lukšajder, but he is in the water. That makes it very, very difficult for him. The same kind of the mistake, falling into the water as the Dominic Cutlass did, and these will be in very, very difficult situations to recover from. The consistency is the key sometimes, and that's what works very well for Alex Lukšajder. And Matyáš Novotný, the current World Championship leader, is in the second place in that heat.
So that little crash helped him out. So he's going to fare a little better in this heat, just to some good fortune.
So just let's see the standings where we are. We have Alex Lukšajder from the Apex Pilots team leading the way, followed by Matyáš Novotný from the Rocket Racing, and Oliver Navarra, the last year's Stock R champion, is in the third place. We see in the meantime Marek Škamla is taking the long lap, followed by Dan Provazník. So Marek Škamla will definitely like to take the 2 obligations for the Jokers and to try to recover from the early crash. There is Lukáš Kozoň, who made his way in front of Marek Škamla when he was trying to return on the course from the long lap. So Marek Škamla will have it very, very difficult in this recovery process from the crash.
And he's still got to hit his long lap, though, right?
There's 1 more for Marek Škamla and 2 more for Alex Lukšajder. So the leader is continuing in the normal course, and the second place, Matyáš Novotný, is now making his way into the long lap. It seemed to me like Matyáš Novotný was a little bit faster compared to Alex, so let's see if he can make a couple of the meters and if he can make it in front of his rival whenever he decides to take the Joker buoy or the long lap.
Yeah, I kind of like doing the long lap earlier, so then you kind of get gifted positions later on versus kind of waiting and then trying to do it later.
It depends on the pace pretty much. If you're confident enough that you are able to pull away, then it's better to concentrate on your own way, on your own pace, and then to leave these 2 Jokers for the very late stages of the race, which is, I think, something what Alex Lukšajder is trying to do right now. But he is going there right now. He's raising the hand, and this will be very interesting to see because Matyáš Novotný is on his way, and he was very fast in there. So let's see if he can challenge Alex on his way from the long lap, and it will be very, very tight. Alex is coming back on the course, and Matyáš Novotný is very close to him, and they are really board on board, and Matyáš is taking his long lap for now. So we have the both leading racers taking the Jokers, and it seems like Alex Lukšajder is opening a solid gap for his heat.
Lukáš Kozoň looks like he's on a charge right now as well.
He made his way up to the field because he's still without the Joker as well, but he's definitely one of the fastest racers, so I kind of expect him in the mix as well.
A lot of long laps going on right now, so everybody's trying to check that box, get those taken care of.
So in the top 3, we have Alex Lukšajder, we have Lukáš Kozoň and Oliver Navarra. That's the top 3 covering the heat number 1 of the elite class. The Brinks Cup for the first time, the Brinks Cup class, the elite in the MotoSurf. And Alex Lukšajder is going to the Joker to the long lap for the second time. It seems like he will take both of the boxes and he will have the clear way because the rest of the field seems to be coming into the normal course right now, and Alex Luxheider will not be able to make it behind Lukáš Kozon, but Lukáš Kozon is taking the long lap, so that opens the doors for Alex Luxheider once again, and Alex will be in the very, very comfortable lead.
Yep, looking good, staying consistent.
This is very close between Jakub Kornfeil and Matthias Novotny. It seems like Jakub Kornfeil was slowing down Matthias a little bit, and they were board on board. That was even the touch in between the carbon fiber machines, and Matthias Novotny appears in the water. And this will definitely open the doors and give the Alex Luxheider the chance to win this heat. Oliver Navarra appears in the leading place for the moment because he's still behind a couple of the long laps. So we see Oliver taking the long lap for now, and Alex Luxheider will comfortably take over the leading position.
Alex is calm and collected, just putting in his laps.
No mistakes, very good strategy, very good start.
Wow,
oh no! But he is down in the water on the backside.
The announcer's curse.
Wow.
But he still has a comfortable lead. Did not lose it. It's a little tighter, but I would say he can recover fine as long as he stays consistent.
Luckily, he was able to get on his board super fast. It was a very light crash on the backside, so he was able to continue his way, and hopefully it will not affect his leading charge.
And again, it's the water, right? It's getting rougher. Sometimes you get into these turns, you catch a little wave, and there's not really very much you can do.
It will definitely count even more coming to the late stages of the race. The more laps you have in your legs, and the more choppy it gets, it just becomes more and more difficult. But it seems like Alex can handle all that. Of course, he now is heading to the split, and I'm sure that he will be very careful to avoid any kind of the mistake he had it before. And it seems like he is safely through, and he is on the leading charge for that victory in the heat. And the checkered flag is out, and Alex Luxheider makes it happen, and he wins the first ever Brinks Cup heat in the elite class.
So he's starting off his day with the maximum amount of points and all but guaranteeing him a spot in the final.
Oliver Navarra makes it to second place. Matthias Novotny will finish third. Marek Škamla recovered into the fourth place, and Jakub Kornfeil will close the top 5. But we have the first winner of the Brinks Cup heat, and that's Alex Luxheider from Czech Republic. I am sure that he will be very happy. We saw him with a bit of the struggle in the opening race in United Arab Emirates. Then in Poland he was able to fight for the podium again, so every single victory and every single top scoring place will count for him, as he is of course on the charge, and his main goal is to win the World Championship.
Of course, I think everybody out here's main goal is that. It's just how good of a shot we got, right?
Yeah, especially for Alex Luxheider. He was very close to get a title last year, but he was fighting with the best of the best 6 times world champion Lukas Zahorsky, who is a legend to our sport. So it was a very difficult task for Alex to get this world championship title, and I guess that he is on the great charge. He's on the great way, but let's see how this works on Thursday for Alex.
Yeah, he did win with a handy lead of over 7 seconds. So definitely putting in those consistent laps and, just keeping his cool and riding consistent.
Yeah, that's him, the winner of the heat himself, Alex Luxheider, number 10, wearing shorts number 1. And he started the racing weekend here in Båstad on the winning ways. But the weekend is long, anything can happen in in racing, never rule out Matyáš Novotný, never rule out Marek Škamla, never rule out Dominik Kadlec. These racers will all be fighting for the top places, I'm sure. So there is a lot to see in the rest of the racing weekend of the Swedish GP.
That's right. Up next, we have the Heat A for the Masters, and they are doing 6 laps. They have 2 long laps that they have to do during that race. So everybody gets 2 long laps, all the classes. And again, you got to remember to do that or you're going to get penalized, whatever the long lap time is.
You need to plan it very well, and you need to be careful. At the same time, you need to make sure that you make it in the correct timing, because it can be very costly mistake.
And you can see everybody hanging out here on the shores in Bastad, enjoying the MotoSurf World Championship. It's about 72 degrees, about perfect.
Yeah, the weather conditions are very nice here in Båstad. Last year championship was affected a little bit by the rain and quite a strong wind, so everybody is enjoying the glorious sunshine in the south of Sweden, in the really magnificent city of Båstad, well known for the ATP tennis tournament, the classic car shows, and many festivals happening throughout the summer period.
Yeah, yesterday was a little overcast, so there was nobody at the beach down there. And then today we went and ate lunch, and the whole beach is just filled with people hanging out on vacation, enjoying Bastad, Sweden, for their summer vacation.
Is a real Swedish Riviera, and you know, it provides all the facilities what you need to enjoy the summer holidays, to enjoy the wonderful summer time.
All right, we got Heat 1 for the Masters coming up right here. Once again, we'll get everybody out there, give them their... We will get everybody out here, get their sight lap in, and then start the races. What is the... these are the Masters, but what's the criteria to be a Master? Because we already had Elite. So now we got the Masters.
Yeah, we got the Masters. That's a very special class, which I like very much, because the limit and the criteria to compete in the Masters class is the age. And you can compete in the Masters class if you are 40 years experience. I never say old. If you are 40 years experience and more.
I appreciate that, as
So
I'm over 40 years experience.
So you're over 40 years experience. So Master class would be exactly the class for you. And we have a very, very interesting lineup to watch.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, the Masters class is the people that are close to retirement, but not so old that they can't still compete. That's where we're in the middle ground here, and I'm glad that you've given these guys an outlet to compete with fellow almost senior citizens.
Well, we have all types of racers, you know, and they love racing, of course, and they love the challenge, they love the adrenaline, they love to tackle each other. So it's a great racing, and I can give one very, very special example in the Masters class. That's Dawn Kim from South Korea. Dawn Kim is actually the 2022 stock class world champion who competes in 2 different classes. He is competing in the Masters, he is competing in the stock class as well, and he is truly exceptional athlete because his physical fitness is just unbelievable. So he's able to cover both of the classes, but not just participating. He is taking podiums and winning in both of them.
Is he the only guy double classing?
He's one of those. We have some of the masters competing in the electric challenge as well, but it's just 2 racers of the whole MotoSurf World Championship field. But Dawn Kim is truly outstanding in competing in both of the classes, because he's able to bring it on the podium in every single race so far this year.
So Dawn Kim is riding Masters and then stock?
Stock.
So in Masters, do you have to have a stock board?
You can modify. You can use the stock board. You can even modify. You can basically do whatever you want because it is considered
Just
as
age.
the open class.
Yeah. So does down ride the same board, do you know, or does he have a stock and then a mod
He
one?
does. He does. He does ride the same board, and that's
More
even more
impressive.
of the message. That's even more impressive because he truly shows his passion for MotoSurf, his ability to distribute the physical power, and yeah, he's just a great guy to follow.
He's like, I don't need extra horsepower. I'll just, clean my turns up and be smooth and win it anyway.
He just needs some more power in his legs, which
Yeah.
what he has, by the way. Like, he's super trained. He's always like super ready for every single GP, and that's truly impressive. So let's see who will be competing in the heat number 1 of the Masters class. So it will be Dawn Kim from South Korea. It will be Jiří Šťovíček from Czech Republic. It will be Ivan Matoušek from Czech Republic. Anthony Mestroni from Canada. Martin Tvers from Czech Republic. Sebastian Lux from Germany wearing shorts number 6. Jano Vankersblik from Belgium wearing shorts number 7. Home racer Henrik Hedberg with shorts number 8. And Kamil Schneider with shorts number 9 representing Czech Republic.
Awesome. Once again, we got a international field here. Just like most of the races, we have people from all over the world, which is cool to see. I didn't even know the Czech Republic had that much water to have this many MotoSurfers.
That's very surprising. It's not that much about the water because we don't have that much. We have a couple of beautiful lakes, but we don't have an access to sea. So that's always like very surprising that the motorsurfing as the sport itself was invented in the Czech Republic, and that's because of the jet surf. That's because of the carbon fiber motorized surfboard with a 2-stroke combustion engine inside, weighing only 22 kilos, and being able to make the speed up to 60 kilometers per hour and make this very impressive sport among the buoys.
Yeah, it's really cool. And do you know if you need a boating license to drive one of these, like on a lake or something? I guess it's different depending on where you're.
Not in the races. You just need the license from the Power Boating Federation.
Like if I wanted to buy these and go to the lake by my house.
Then it depends where you are because the laws are different in many countries. But technically, you need a small vessel license, and for racing, you need to have the normal sports license, of course.
Got it. Are we still on our practice lap here? Yes, we've not started yet. We got the marshals out on course. Everybody's taking their first start/lap.
Well, we are on the relay race with Dawn Kim leading the way. So we have the South Korean leading the pack from Jiří Šťovíček from Czech Republic and from Anthony Mestroni from Canada. Anthony Mestroni is making super impressive progress within the MotoSurf racing. He started racing in the Americas Championship, coming all the way down from Canada to Florida, where many of the American Series races are organized, and he dedicated his life and all the free time to practice MotoSurf, and he is now in the 3rd place. So I'm super happy for him because I know how hard he trains, what he truly dedicates to MotoSurf. So I wish him all the very best in scoring the top positions.
It's cool to hear because it is an older class, so it's like cool that he's still trying to progress and passionate about something.
Definitely. Like we spoke before, you have many of the competitors around you, and of course you want to be the best. There was a little crash for Anthony Mestroni in that split, so he will be trying to recover his heat from the crash. And in the meantime, let's take a look on the lead of the session, where Dawn Kim with number 1 on the short is in charge of the race.
Again, another guy that's going fast but doesn't really look it. Like he's just very smooth, calm, not a lot of movement out of his body, just doing what he has to do to, go around the course effortlessly.
Dawn is very confident. He looks very confident and very stable on the board. He was able to learn the racing style from the 6 times world champion Lukas Zahorsky, who's been training with him and he has taken the best of the example, and Down Kim is now practically unbeatable in the Masters class.
If you want to learn, a guy with 6 world championships seems like the guy you would want to learn from.
Absolutely, and all that being said, Lukas Zahorsky is a very impressive character within the MotoSurf community, because he is the owner of the Rocket Racing team, where Down is actually racing for. Eliška Matoušková, the reigning world champion in the women class, is also racing for this team, and Lukas Zahorsky is the coach for that team. So they are learning from the best racer of the motorsurfing
So
world.
like we were saying in the women's class, when the 2 Rocket racers were out front, but they have the same engines, or like it's technique.
It's the technique. It's all about the racers. It's all about the mentality. It's all about the physical fitness and how they can put everything together to score the best the best positions.
Here we got some guys taking their long lap now.
It seems like Martin Tvers and Ivan Matoušek are taking the long laps, and we have Down Kim in the meantime opening a little bit of the gap over Jiří Šťovíček, who has scored a couple of the podium finishes this year. In United Arab Emirates in Fujairah, he was on the podium. In Poland, he repeated the podium, and he will be chasing the podium here in Sweden as well. And he will definitely be super motivated to beat Down Kim for the first time in the season.
I'm sure that's his goal, huh? He's like, we just gotta beat this guy.
Everybody's goal in the Masters class is to beat Down Kim. The fast South Korean, is the guy to beat. And of course they are super motivated, to at least get closer to him, to beat him in the finals. So Down Kim is leading the way from Jiří Šťovíček, and Martin Tvers from Czech Republic is closing the top 3 in the moment, and Down Kim is on his way for the long lap. So Jiří Šťovíček took over the first place for a second, but he's taking the long lap as well. So there will be no change in the lead.
And now this is his first long lap, correct? So he's still got to do one more.
They need to get one more to take both of the boxes for the long laps. Oh, there's Anthony Mestroni in the water again in the split. This penultimate buoy makes his life very, very difficult on the course, but Down Kim was able to avoid Anthony Mestroni, so the situation is perfectly safe and perfectly fine. They are both safely through, and Down Kim continues his way in the lead of the session.
Hopefully this is Anthony's throwaway race and he doesn't have any more, falls in the other heats.
You still can drop one of the heats, but it puts a bit of the pressure, because when you know that the first heat of the season or of the weekend is the one to drop, then you have a little bit more pressure, and you have to stay way more concentrated for the rest of the heats.
Yeah, now you have to perform the rest of the races versus at least being like getting a couple good ones in, and then you're like, okay, if I mess up one, at least I've already secured some points.
Then there are no mistakes allowed for the rest of the heats. Here goes Down Kim. Well, it's super impressive performance by Down Kim. You can see him taking the left side of the split, right side of the split, still being consistent, still being fast, no mistakes, very clean riding, and the checkered flag is out, and Down Kim is the winner of the heat number 1 of the Masters class.
Look at him, he's looking around like, where's everybody at?
Where's everybody else? And there's the second place, Jiří Šťovíček, wearing shorts number 2, so he will cross the finish gate in second. Then we have Henrik Hedberg from Sweden passing through the Joker, but these are the racers that were one lap behind. There's Ivan Matoušek, who will most likely finish in third. Very consistent ride by Ivan Matoušek, no crash, no significant mistakes, so he was building his pace lap by lap to finish well in the final.
Yep, so we're going to get ready for heat number 2 of the Masters after these guys finish up their races. We got a couple guys still out there on their Oh no, they're heading back to the pits. So everybody's done. Great race so far. Down Kim taking the win. That's not surprising.
This is definitely not very surprising. Down Kim takes the victory. I guess the Rocket Racing will be very happy after they won here in Sweden.
Yeah.
Taking the victory in the women class, taking the victory in the Masters. Let's see the Electric Challenge, and I'm sure that Electric Challenge will bring some of the fruitful results for the Luka Zahorski built squad.
So now on the electric ones, are there same thing with the engines? Do they have to get the same motor for it, or so it's
Well, in the electric class, there are a couple of different regulations, like the voltage, like the maximum weight of the board, and the electric engines and the electric setup of the board. It requires a little bit different regulations, but they are also regulated, and the voltage is the main point to regulate within the electric class. Here's the park from A, and we see the Group B of the Masters heading to the water, and it will be very interesting setup. Very much international field in the Group B. The group will be led by number 1, Zdeněk Kostalecký from Czech Republic, followed by number 2, Arkadiusz Genora from Poland. Uros Sedat from Turkey will wear shorts number 3. Number 4, Roman Kozon from Czech Republic. Number 5, Michal Uhlar from Czech Republic. Number 6, Roman Lichal Kratochvil from Austria. Number 7, Radek Loučka from Czech Republic. And number 8, Murat Yorgancila representing Turkey.
always a lot of countries in all these classes. It's very impressive how far MotoSurf has reached already around the world.
MotoSurf is spread pretty much all over the world. We have racers coming from all parts of Asia. We have racers from South Korea, from Thailand, from Kuwait, from Turkey, then racers from all over Europe, Czech Republic, Germany, Belgium, Italy, Slovakia, and also American continent is very, very active in racing MotoSurf, as we have racers from Mexico, United States of America, and Canada.
So this is your third year of the MotoSurf World Championships?
The MotoSurf started back in 2012
Oh, okay.
as a small race on the lake with a couple of the balloons, and these were the buoys. And in the meantime, it has gone through the many changes. It has grown into the World Championship levels, and yeah, we are just proud, and we are just happy to have racers from all over the world competing all over the world in the Continental Championships, in the World Championship on top. And of course, the best of the best feedback for us is that the MotoSurf is coming to the World Games in 2025.
Amazing. That's awesome. You have to be very excited about that.
It's such a short history for the sport like MotoSurf, and MotoSurf is the only motorized discipline which is listed on the World Games program in China in 2025. So I can't wait to see the racers from all over the world fighting for the World Games medals, and yeah, it's just the highlight for the whole MotoSurf history so far.
Yeah, that's amazing. And just getting the sport on that big of a platform and having people see it, obviously it should help. More people get involved, more people get into it. So definitely good to help the sport grow.
I believe it will be the way to promote the sport, and the best possible invitation for even the young racers, for ladies, for 40 plus, for electric challenge racers to join the MotoSurf sport and to enjoy this beautiful racing.
And for a motor sport, your entry, the barrier of entry has to be fairly low versus like motocross or something. Like, a bike is way more expensive than one of these boards are.
I used to race motocross my whole life, so I can tell you exactly what what the challenge is, and what the price of the bike is. Of course, the difference, but the main difference in between practicing MotoSurf and racing motocross or any type of the motorcycle sport is the logistics. With the MotoSurf, you can fly. You can put it as a personal luggage on the plane, and you can travel anywhere around the world. and that's what makes it very, very easy compared to the other motorized
Yeah.
disciplines.
Yeah, I did freestyle motocross for years, so I had to like drive everywhere, ride bikes there, and I was like always envious of BMX or skateboarders. I'm like, you guys can pack your stuff into a bag and just take it with you. I gotta have a van and
That's what makes the difference, especially when you race the world championship on many different continents throughout the year. So definitely you appreciate very much the possibility of taking your racing equipment on the plane with you.
yeah. Yeah, and especially with you saying, you know, like the top 5 in some of the classes all get their engines there. So now you don't have to deal with just a engine being in your bag or fuel or any of that stuff, which is going to be the hassle of, you know, trying to take it on a plane.
Exactly. That's another advantage what you can benefit from, and that's how MotoSurf is built. We are aware of this advantage, and that's why we try to involve as many countries as possible, so they also realize this kind of the advantage. And one thing what I have to highlight from being the ex-motocross racer, the safety. The safety of the
Yeah,
sport compared to
100%.
motocross, this is a completely different league in terms of the safety.
Yeah. Yeah, you can fall, you know, and water's way more forgiving than dirt.
Definitely, definitely. And we see the Masters Group B leader with number 1 on the shorts, Daniel Kostoletsky with his hand up. And let's see if the marshals will give it a go. I don't think so.
Yeah, there's a big gap there.
I don't think the gap will be close enough to start the race. But they do start the race eventually. They saved it somehow, and they form into a good position. So we are underway with the Masters Group B, and Zdeněk Kostoletsky with number 1 is leading the way. Arkadiusz Janora from Poland is in second. We have Roman Kozoň with number 4, and Arkadiusz Janora is crashing from the second place. This makes it difficult from Turkish racer Osman Sedat, but he managed to avoid, and he will be in the second place. So we have the Turkish racers in the second and third places. And Arkadiusz Janora from Poland will have to recover from the fall. And we have Michal Uhlar from the Rocket Racing also experiencing the fall, so he will have to chase down the leaders in this heat.
He also had to chase down his board. Tried to get away from him.
Sometimes you even need to chase your board, you know, and that's why leash.
Yeah.
Just not to lose your board, to keep board, you know, super quick.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely if one of these things stuck wide open, it'd be gone by the time you turned around.
Exactly, exactly. And yeah, we have the ex-motocross racer in the lead, Zdeněk Kostoletsky. He's the motocross fan and the ex-motocross racer leading the way. Roman Kozoň from Czech Republic is currently in second place, and the top 3 is closed by a Turkish representative, Murat Yorgançılar.
Yep. Water's a little choppy, but these guys are handling it. That's why they're the masters. And number 4, Roman Kozoň, putting in some good laps. He dug in a little bit there, but saved it. Keeps his momentum up.
Yeah, it seems like Zdeněk Kostoletsky is opening a very comfortable gap in leading off this heat, and he's one of these racers who is very stable. He's very calm. He's very strong mentally. He doesn't do many mistakes, and I'm quite sure that he will be able to control. Well, knowing Zdeněk for quite a long time, I know that he will be the one to handle all the pressure and to be able to finish the race in the top.
You know, they normally say for motocross guys, with age comes a cage, but with age come the waves.
It comes to gauge, and then it comes much easier, because MotoSurf is a sport where you can take your family with, because we have the junior classes. So Zdeněk is exactly the case of this, because he has 2 younger sons.
I was going to say, I see a lot of the same, like it looks like family members are out here because they're racing juniors and then masters. So that's really cool as well, to go out there and race as a family.
Yeah, it's great to spend the family time by the water at these beautiful places like Bosta, and these are the places where also you can take your mommy to make her happy, and
Yeah,
she's not spending the time in the motocross tracks
that's
where it's
true. In a
sometimes very difficult.
field in the middle of nowhere, being dusty, this is probably much easier to get family members to come and
Exactly,
participate.
exactly. That's where MotoSurf is quite strong at, because being by the water, by the beautiful places like the city of Bosta, or any other places we have in the calendar, makes the family time way more quality, let's say, and nice to spend as a family together, and do some of the safety and a very safe motorsport.
Yeah, getting my wife to go to the beach would be much easier than going to a field in the middle of nowhere. So I can imagine that would definitely work out. And Kostaleski's got his whole family here, and he's leading Heat 1 of the Masters. Walking away, doesn't look like he has any pressure.
Seems like he's very confident. He's very consistent lap by lap, building his pace, and I'm quite sure that if he doesn't make any kind of mistake, he will be able to finish this heat on the winning places.
And that's right, and he's going to go to the next heat with maximum amount of points. So that's good for him going into the final, trying to take a W.
So then we have Roman Kozon in the second place. I guess that he will be very happy with the second place, because this will give him enough points to score, and also to give him a very good position of going to the finals. Arkadiusz Janora from Poland, he made his way up after the crash, so he's currently in third place, which will also be something what he will definitely take, because after the crash it's not easy to go throughout the field and to recover up to the top 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, with all the water being disturbed in front of you and spray, it's harder to move through the pack in these. One person not moving through the pack is Kostaleski. He is still out front, riding smooth. Here we got Roman Kazan on screen. He is in, just putting in his laps, being smooth and consistent.
And I can see the white flag in the air. That means the last lap. So Zdeněk Kostelecký is now in his very last lap of the session. So let's follow the last lap with him. Let's see if he can maintain the very comfortable gap he was able to open from Roman Kozon and Arkadiusz Janora in third. I see Arkadiusz Janora in the water again. So he's very good right after the first crash in the first lap. Then ends up in the water again. So it will be quite challenging for him to keep the top 3, but it will open a little bit of the opportunities for Murat Yorgancilar from Turkey. But in the meantime, we have Zdeněk Kostelecký making his way through the split. He is safely through the most difficult part of the race course. He is taking the last 2 buoys, the red and the last yellow, and he will be the winner of the heat number 1 of the Masters class. So Zdeněk Kostelecký takes it. He avoids any mistakes. The same thing for Roman Kozon, who is able to take the second place in the checkered flag. And I guess that he will be very happy with the second place.
Is that a fist pump as he went through the line? Looked like he fist pumped. Definitely happy about it. And number 6 is Roman.
Roman Kratochwil from Austria is just passing the gate, and we have, I think, Arkadiusz Janora will make it to the third place. After 2 crashes, this will be very, very respectable result for the Polish representative.
Yeah, 2 crashes and a third place is pretty good.
I think his daughter Rosie will be very happy for him. She races in the junior class, and in the last race in Saudi Arabia, it was an exhibition race, and Rosie was on the podium for the first time. They had a great family moment because they both finished on the podium places, and they were so happy. And I guess that his family is going to chase the podium finishes once again here in Sweden. and it's great to see the progress what they are doing. Here is the final result. So we have Zdeněk Kostelecki in the first place, followed by Roman Kozon. Third place for Arkadiusz Janora from Poland. Fourth place for Radek Loučka. Fifth Michal Uhlar. Sixth place Murat Jorgancilar from Turkey. Seventh place goes to Roman Michal Kratochvil from Austria, and Urus Osman Sedat from Turkey closes the top 8 of the heat of Group B of the Masters.
Once again, a big gap from first to second, 16 seconds this time. That's why now we know why Kosteleski was just chilling out there.
Yeah, he was just maintaining the pace. He was just controlling everybody's around him, and he made a perfect strategy. He is fast on the lap times, no mistakes, and he was very comfortable in the super tight split section. And yeah, he just put everything together to win the first heat.
All right, so that wraps up our heat races for today. Everybody's making their way into the mains. How was the day for you?
I think it was a great day. We had the fantastic weather conditions. We had the fantastic racing, and I can't wait for the heats tomorrow. It will be super intense racing, and I can't wait for the elites, for the girls, for the juniors, for the stock, and mainly for the Brinks Cup in the elite.
That's right. Everybody's going for the Brinks Cup in the elite class, and we are going to be here all week to bring you the action. So tune in and see who does walk away with the lead in that Brinks Cup championship.
It will be super intense, and I can't wait to see all these MotoSurf racers on the water again tomorrow.
Awesome. So see you guys then.